Hello and welcome to this taste challenge, morning time taste challenge. We have two brandies. This is Spain, the Kingdom of Spain and the European Union. This is Brandy de Jerez, and it got a designation just like cognac brandy does. This is officially designated as a Brandy de Jerez from Jerez, Spain. Looks like Jerez in English, Jerez. Produced and bottled in Jerez de Frontera. That's a region of Spain, or what we would call a county, I guess, or a state, but more like a county. Imported by Fundador Import Company, Deerfield, Illinois, USA. Okay. And I think that's Jim Beam Suntory that runs Deerfield. They don't own this, but they could have an importation agreement, where they handle it and all that. All right. This company makes, it looks like dozens and dozens of brandies, and it goes back to 1730. The bodega was started in 1730. They were producing brandy, wine. Then this guy from France, Pedro Domecq Lustau, he started making brandy at the place in 1874. Says Pedro Domecq Lustau, creator of the first Spanish brandy, 1874. Then they talk about Alfonso. I'll put the link below. Alfonso the 13th, or in English, Alphonse, King Alphonse. The family's relationship with Spanish royalty left its mark on the bodega through the signatures of His Majesty King Fernando VII, or Ferdinand VII. These are Bourbons, the Bourbon kings of Spain. Now remember, the Bourbons took over Spain in 1700 through inheritance, because the Habsburg dynasty died out in Spain because they had no children. So the closest relative was the grandson of King Louis XIV of France, Bourbon, and he would become the king of Spain. There's only one little problem. Once Louis XIV died, his grandson would also be the king of France. And then France and Spain would be linked by the same monarch and would become the world's superpower. And Great Britain said, no, we're the world superpower, and anybody who tries to get in our way gets on the target list. And so they put France on the target list and attacked France. Got, of course, the British, you know how they operate. They got a bunch of allies to join in, and they beat France, and then they had to, it was called the War of the Spanish Succession. And then France had to give in and say, okay, we promise that we won't link the two kingdoms. So Louis XIV's grandson became the king of Spain. Philip of Anjou became king of Spain. And then his great-grandson, when he died, became Louis XV, king of France. But the two, it was still the same family. They were close relatives, and they were always allies until the French Revolution in 1789, when that broke down. But they stayed allies up until that point. Okay, but anyway, back to this. King Ferdinand VII, His Majesty King Alfonso XIII, Her Majesty Queen Victoria Eugenia, and Don Juan de Bourbon on our cast. Those people all signed the casks. Don Juan de Bourbon was an ex-king who was run out by this communist revolution in Spain. He was not allowed to resume his kingship. And then his son, Juan Carlos, John Charles, became the king in 1975 when the ruler of Spain died and did not want his family to inherit any positions of authority. Francisco Franco, the general, died. Commander-in-chief. He was not the king of Spain. He was in a practical sense, but not in a legal sense. And now his son is the king of Spain today. Okay, but anyway, the history of brandy in the world cannot be understood without knowing the history of Fundador. And they're showing all the different bottle designs. There's a new bottle design. So this is the former bottle design. Okay, so there's a new bottle. Okay, looks nice, looks sharp. This label got messed up right here because they had the sales tag on it, and when I tore it off, it ripped the bottle. I got this for $13 at Savannah discount. It's not the normal price, usually around 20 bucks, but I got it for 13, so I was glad. I never see it anywhere. I never see Fundador anywhere. Maybe Total Wine has it and I overlooked it. Their website is like off the chain as far as all the different things they produce. You'd have to have hours to spend, really. They talk about the Solera system, talk about all their production facilities, all their pots, how they blend it, how they do this, how they do that. To talk about sherry wine that they make. The best conditions result in Palomino and Pedro Jimenez grapes perfect for producing the 4 types of sherry wine: Fino, Amontillado, Oloroso, and Pedro Jimenez. So they go on to that. They talk about Fundador. There was something called Fundador Largo. Okay, so let's go back to the collection. This is the one I have is called Brandy Fundador Solera Reserva from Pedro Domecq. So it's Solera Reserva, all right? Brandy Solera with Brandy de Jerez denomination of origin. Fundador Solera is elaborated using, they're translating it from Spanish, so their English is not that great. Is elaborated using grapes only from the Pego de Charnudo and is the true forerunner of Brandy de Jerez in Spain. Then their technical sheet. This says, they're showing the old bottle. Brandy Solera with and Solera brandy. That's it cannot have an age statement because Solera means they're taking like 10 different barrels stacked up of sherry stacked up, and they dump the top a little bit into the second, and the second a little bit into the third, and the third all the way down to the bottom, and then they'll take some of that out to bottle it or blend it with others. So the barrel at the top might be from 1895. You see what I'm saying? Or the barrel at the top might be the newest, right? From 2019, and then going into the 2001 barrel, and then to the 1990 barrel, and then the 1981 barrel, and so forth. Best enjoyed as an after, okay, what did they say? Old gold appearance with rainbow hued flashes. It smells like a balanced and clean aroma with a fragrance of wood that has contained sherry. Smooth and persistent taste. Best enjoyed as an after dinner drink to accompany coffee and desserts, neat or in combination with soft drinks. Well, I'm having it as an after breakfast drink. Serving temperature, cool. I have it at room temperature, sorry. So I should put ice in it. Recommended storage, dry place at room temperature, perfect with nuts, pastries, chocolates, and spicy foods. Okay, and they got the shield with the sword, the 2 hands, and a knight's helmet. That's their emblem for the company. More products from the Fundador collection. You got Double Madeira, Double Light, Gold Reserve, Exclusivo, the Light Brandy, the Ultra Smooth, the Light Tres Cepas, Tres Cepas Very Special, Tres Cepas Solera. That's just from their Fundador collection. And you know some of these are not going to be no $13. Maybe $113. Now the sherry, and they have a virtual tour on the website, a mixology, a blog where you can read about all the newest things they're doing. Unique creations that represent an innovation within the Brandy de Jerez category thanks to their aging in sherry casks. So in the sherry cask collection, they've got Fundador Supremo 18-year age. Yeah, you know that's going to cost a fortune. The 15-year age, that's going to be expensive too. The 12-year age is going to be expensive as well. You know, obviously, the higher the age, the more you're going to pay. And then they got the triple Madeira, the Fundador Sherry Cask Solera. So all of these can cost, and then they show pictures of the aging rooms, the barrel rooms, which look like they're down in a cave. So that's enough. I got the link. You can read it if you're interested at your leisure. Now the competitor, the lowly Hervé. I say lowly because it was $8.99. It is around. I checked online, and they got it all around different liquor stores. I bought this in Prairieville, Louisiana, at Hocus Pocus Liquor, your spiritual advisor, they call it. The normal price is like $12, but they had it for $8.99, and you can get the big jug bottle for even cheaper per ounce. Okay. It says, and it's got this tactile finish to look like chainmail. And if you read about Hervé, it has something to do with the Middle Ages and medieval knights in France and everything like that. But it's not from France. It's bottled in Kentucky. I don't know where it's actually made because it does not say where it's made. It just say bottled in Kentucky by the founder's company. It does not say produced in Kentucky. So most likely it's a blend of maybe New York brandy, California brandy, Kentucky brandy, and so forth. It's got caramel color added. That's why it's dark. And it's got natural flavors added. Whatever those are. We're never going to find out. So it should be a disastrous mismatch. It should be no contest. But these things can work out very strangely. Let me get my calendar book out to make sure I check off the date. Yes, so that will take care of all these troublesome upcoming days in July where it will probably be more trouble than it's worth to do a taste challenge. So that's all done. Now it'll just be smooth sailing, probably. Probably. We don't know that. We hope that. Okay, so let's pour it in. This is we've been doing Hervé versus everybody. Hervé's done pretty well. Hervé is a French word. It means Harvey. In English, it's Harvey. You know, like Harvey Korman, Harvey comic books, Harvey Keitel, the actor. All right, so, but the French word is Hervé. All right. Standard bottle from this company. If you ever see 2 Stars brandy, 2 Stars bourbon, same bottle design. Barton VOB, very old Barton. You've seen Barton, very old Barton, same bottle design. Hartley brandy, same bottle design. And isn't this the same bottle as Weller? Yeah, I do believe Weller bourbon is this bottle design. It looks like a mallet. And I think it's designed to look like a mallet. I need more of it. Don't have quite enough. I mean, yeah, I want to be careful, but I don't want to be that careful where I can't even tell what is what because I don't have enough in the glass. And these are not big glasses as it is. I mean, the glasses are small. That's a little bit better. Still not enough, really, but I guess it'll work. Now, the Pedro Domecq, the Fundador is mahogany. Do they add color in? I don't know. I doubt it because this got such old. I mean, some of this stuff is, like I said, some of this has been in a barrel since probably 1935. Might only be 5% of it. Right, so you cannot give an age statement for Solera because it's impossible to do so. You'll never see an age statement on sherry wine, for instance. Can't have an age statement because it's too many ages. You might have a bottling date, like I just showed you. I think I showed the bottling date. No, that was for a different. Yeah, 2018, the 26th day of 2018. But that's just simply a bottling date. That doesn't mean anything. There's no age statement on the product, and it cannot be. So you're never going to see an age statement on any sherry wine or any Solera brandy. It ain't going to happen. Now, I just read you some Pedro Domecq age-stated brandies, but those are only aged in sherry casks. All right, they're not using the Solera process, so then they got the 18, the 15, and the 12-year age. 18, 15, and 12. Those are different. They're not using the Solera method. They're not dumping like this to that, to that, to that, to that, to that. They might be blending them, but the youngest brandy in that whole blend is 18 years. See, they know. The youngest brandy in here is 18 years old. The youngest brandy in this Solera thing here might be a year old or less. Could be just raw brandy, you know, unaged. By itself, it would just be called grappa. It would be like, you know, like, or what they call it, raw brandy, you know, unaged. It would just taste like, look. Aroma. Like I said, I don't have enough. I think this is the Hervé. I think I'm picking up a little of that weird butterscotch. But like I told y'all in previous taste challenges, that butterscotch weird natural flavoring thing has faded. I've opened the cap too many times now, and I think it just went away. It's like, you know, like if you get a beer and it's skunked, as people say, skunked because it got light damage. Stuart Pickard from Yorkshire, England, he told me one time, just leave it in a glass for like a minute, literally 1 minute, and all that smell will go away. It'll just go into the air. And I tried it, it works. Then it just smelled like beer. So that's his attitude about beer getting skunked. He said, don't worry about it. You worry too much. Okay. Taste. Cheers. Hervé. Got it. But it wasn't as easy. A week ago, it had been a snap. Smell, got it. Now I got to really taste it. Because like I said, that natural flavoring thing has almost completely died away. Could it be that I've gotten used to it? I don't think so, because it was unique. It was strange. It was too odd, that butterscotch flavor. Now, all I'm really tasting is grape skins, tannins, a little bit of oak, and like raisins, golden raisins. Does it taste like whiskey? No, not in any way, actually. Tastes like booze, tastes like liquor. It's 40%. But you would never think that was any kind of whiskey if you drank it, like blind. If somebody said, what kind of liquor you think this is? You wouldn't think it's whiskey. You sure wouldn't think it's tequila or mezcal. You wouldn't think it was gin by any means. You know it wouldn't be vodka because it's got flavor. Vodka now you're supposed to have flavor. The only thing that would be close to it would be rum, because rum is sweet, and grapes will usually be sweet to a large extent. But then you probably still wouldn't think it was. You still probably wouldn't think it was rum, but you might, but you probably wouldn't. Okay. Brandy de Jerez. Oh yeah, but that's it. That's the stuff right there. They got it going on. I mean, it's pretty clearly a better product. So I told you I got it for $13. You're not going to find it for that. It's running around 20 bucks, which is still cheap, you know. But is it worth the $20? Oh, yes. Is it $11 better than the Hervé? Or in the normal price, $8 better? Yeah, I would say so. Would I pay the extra? Yeah, I probably would. Yes. But also, if I was sitting here and I only had Hervé, I wouldn't be heartbroken about it. If I was sitting here with Hartley brandy, I might be heartbroken. You say, but Hartley's made with imported Italian brandy. Yeah, I know, but it's still not that good. Who says it's good brandy? It might be cast off cheap Italian brandy that nobody over there wants to use. You know what I'm saying? Sazerac might have gotten a deal from some Italian brandy company, and they're like, you got all that stuff that doesn't measure up. Yeah, we sell it off, you know. They make a really cheap brandy for the, you know, the real cheap convenience store type clientele. And Sazerac might say, don't throw it out. We'll buy it. We'll spruce it up with a little natural flavor and caramel color. And then we'll make Hartley apple flavor, Hartley pomegranate flavored, Hartley red berry flavor. You know, all those flavors they got. They'll buy it, man. These people will buy it. Sell it cheap. They don't care. And they probably don't care. And a lot of people that's drinking Hartley may not even realize it's made with Italian brandy, and they may not care either way. That's all I know. It was introduced in 1943. That's all I know. But back to this. Who is the target audience for Hervé? I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't know. But it's probably people looking to save some money, you know. I mean, you're never going to see an advertisement for it. There's no website listing at all. It looks like one of those products that's going to always be on sale. You know what I mean? Like, when would the regular price ever be? Probably never. It's like Albertsons. I go there, and they got these certain products that's always on sale. It's always like discounted this, and it'll say normal price. It'll say regular price $22, but for only $17.99 or $16.99. And you say, wow, that's a pretty good discount. And then if you look at the tag, it'll say this price available through December 31st, 2023. I'm like, they got it 2 years. They got it on sale for 2 years. It's so they can claim it's on sale, but that's actually probably really the regular price. But they're claiming it's, you know what I'm saying? You say, well, that's kind of like a trick, like they're deceiving the customer. And in a technical sense, they probably are not, because they probably have 1 day a year where they sell it at the regular price every 2 years, and then they go back to the sale again. So they can claim, if they get in trouble with the law, oh, we had it on a regular price on January 1st, 2024, and then it went back on sale. Ronaldo the Riot, cheers. Bucko says, Drewski Brewski, cheers to you. Equally wrong says, laughing out loud, bro. It's not 5 p.m. yet. Well, it's 5 p.m. somewhere in the world. All right. Oh, man, this might be the best brandy I've got. And I'm not kidding about that. Is it better than Ciroc VS or any? I think it's better than all the rest. Can you imagine what their higher grade ones must taste like? Oh, can you believe it? You could make a career out of just doing videos on Fundador brandies. You'd never run short. Well, the winner is Solera, the Fundador Solera. I don't think this thing ever lost one contest. It's got that barrel. That's kind of like their company logo. It's this rack where the barrel says 1730, because that's when the company started. But it got bought out, like I say, by Pedro Domecq, that French immigrant to Spain, and he started making brandy. They still make wine, but I'm not focusing on that at this time. Okay, that's all we can say. That's about it. I've got years to go on this. Look how much I have. I won't be running out of this anytime soon, thankfully. Hervé, same story. I mean, I'm not going to be running out of it anytime soon. So, well, that brings us to the end of brandy for the 2022, I guess. And Hervé hadn't exactly won the World Series, but it hasn't done bad. It's done pretty nicely. It's done much better than I thought. I thought for $8.99 it would just be, you know, a disaster, but it hadn't been. Has not been at all. So I'm very pleased with it. So you could say, yeah, you're a supporter of Hervé. Yeah, I guess I am because I like it. But now we're moving on to rum. You say rum, gold rum, silver rum, black rum, silver, clear rum, silver rum. And people say, I know what you're going to say. That's just for mixed drinks. I get that. I know it is. But like Bacardi did with their ad campaign in the 1970s, they had a big ad campaign in all the magazines, and it said, we know, you could just look at the old advertisements. It said, we know that people use white rum just for cocktails. We get that. They said, but the way you tell the rum is better than the others is you drink them neat, meaning straight at room temperature with no ice or water added. And then you're going to tell. Now that was their claim. Bacardi's claim was you're going to notice that ours is so much better. Well, I think they should have said you should do it in a blind taste test, honestly, and I always do it blind, so I'm not sure which is which. So we're going on to brandy. We're going on to rum, and I've got a rum that's very exciting. I'm extremely excited. I haven't touched it since Mardi Gras Day 2022, meaning March 1st, 2022. So I hadn't tasted it since March 1st, and it is called Don Q Silver. Don Q is a rum that used to be sold in the United States, but then they stopped selling it way back, maybe before Prohibition. And they finally brought it back to the U.S. market, I think, in 2006. Seems to be doing pretty well, and I got the greatest deal in history on it. Oh, boy, when I show you these bottles and I tell you the price, you're going to think I'm lying, but I'm not lying. YouTube had you in my recommended list because I watched your Pabst Blue Ribbon video. I love Pabst Blue Ribbon, but Miller High Life is my beer of choice. Well, it's fair enough. They're both comparable, and you got your PBR devotees, Miller High Life fans, and I like both. I like both, honestly. So thank you for watching Equally Wrong. What a channel name, huh? And just like everybody else, you're welcome to join Alcohol Eggs, the Facebook group Alcohol Eggs. They always got some good postings on there. I'm gonna go check them out in a little while. And see y'all tomorrow morning, God willing, with Don Q Cristal. That's what their white rum is called, Cristal. Going to battle. How's it going to work out? I really couldn't tell you, but we're going to find out. It'll be an adventure. Thanks. And that's going to last most of July. Thank you, folks. Well, at least half of July.